Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 156A threshold. This is just a sample piece. I mean, it's literally just a sample piece. Okay, the 156 is representative of this profile. This is a saddle type threshold, and if you use your imagination, it is shaped like a saddle. This is what I'm trying to say. The A stands for mill aluminum finish. This is what aluminum looks like when it's simply extruded at the mill or where it's produced from. Okay. Now the 156 is going to be available in different finishes, and I'm pulling up the catalog on that right now so we can take a look and see those different finishes. The 156 will be available in a aluminum-based material, 3 different finishes, well, 3 different options. A for mill aluminum, D for dark bronze anodized, and G for gold anodized. And you can do those on this exact threshold here. Now, this item, there's an image below this video showing the dimensional properties. As you can see, it's 5" wide, and then it's 5/8 of an inch tall. Now, 5/8 of an inch tall makes this a bit, not a bit, significantly less common than standard. Why is that? Well, typical commercial doors that would use a saddle threshold might have a 3/4 inch undercut. And frankly, you'd use generally a 1/2 inch height, keeping that 1/4 inch, nominal 1/4 inch dimension to seal off of the door sweep or whatever you plan on using. 5/8 is a little uncommon because it really tightens up that margin significantly between the bottom of the door and this threshold, and if there's anything that causes maybe the sill is not level, okay, and maybe the frame is not exactly plumb, maybe the concrete in the winter, the pad, the foundation rises a little bit when everything freezes. An 1/8 of an inch margin is a bit too tight, so that 1/4 inch is far more common for that. And then, of course, the obvious reason, 5/8 height is not handicap compliant, whereas 1/2 inch is. However, there are instances when 5/8 is perfect. You've got a, let's just say it's a residential application, and you've got a little bit heavier undercut between the bottom of the door and the sill. 5/8 tightens it up a little bit better for you. However, or whatever the reasons are that you would use a 5/8 tall saddle threshold, that's 1/2 inch, that's 5" wide. The reasons don't matter, just as long as it solves the problem. But generally, you're not going to see it often. It really shouldn't be your go-to when it comes to commercial applications. Look for that 1/2 inch, unless there's a reason when you've got an unusual flooring condition and you want to raise it up a little bit. Now, the 156 is a very common item that is in a entire product offering of saddle thresholds naturally from Pemko, and in the 5/8 height you are going to be dealing with, as I pull the catalog up now, okay, here it is, 156 in this saddle type threshold. Stands alone, as a matter of fact, when it comes to wider than average. There's the 198 A or D or G, that's the same height but 4" wide. And when it comes to 5/8, those are the 2 options. The 198, which is again 4" happens to be available in a solid architectural bronze material as well. Just keeping that in mind for you. Now, if this was the genuine article, there would be a countersink, probably about 4" 5" from the end, and then every so many equal inches. What you're going to find is an installation where if you've got a 3-foot threshold, there's generally 4 screws, or for every foot that you're dealing with, there'll be 1 additional screw per the length in feet for that, how many countersinks. Now, what you can order this threshold on the website in all the common lengths, everywhere from 2 foot to 8 foot, and you can order longer than 8 foot should your application call for it, but we do not list longer than 8 foot because the cost to ship that material is prohibitive. Tractor trailer, it can't ship package service generally. If you have need for a custom length, backing up, if you have need for a custom length longer than 8 foot, reach out to us. We'll be happy to quote it for you. It's very likely that you will. And let's say you needed 30 of them at 14 feet. Well, the shipping charge is really not going to be that big of an issue. Now, if you have need for a custom length, order the next longest piece or pieces and indicate in the comment field the net length you want us to cut the material back to, and we'll supply it that way. Why? Well, save yourself the trouble of cutting it. That's number one. Running the risk of cutting it incorrectly, damaging it, damaging your tools, harm to yourself, I suppose. It's aluminum, so you're going to have to be able to cut it properly. Plus, save you the work of having to re-drill and then countersink the hole, and then your center to center will not be uniform. That may not matter to you whatsoever, but it has to be cut regardless of what length you want it. Let's say, the factory doesn't care if it's going to be 48 inch or 54 inch. They don't care. Or 48 and a half. They just simply don't care. Why would you want an odd size? Well, what some people will do is, especially on those thresholds that are slightly wider, they'll run that door over part of it, and then what they'll do is they'll notch part of it so that they can make one face run long against the jambs. So a scenario might be you have a 36-inch wide hollow metal door, and your brick opening is about 40 inch. So people might order 40 inch or whatever net length, 39 and 7/8, and then they'll L-notch that so that they can run that long, because what they like to be able to do is sometimes protect the outside of the bottom of the jamb so that it can sit down there. Gives a little bit of additional protection, and it'll caulk up that seam to just help protect the part of the frame that always rusts first, or that always gives evidence of initial rusting first when it comes to a hollow metal frame. Anyway, if you need a custom length, order the next longest piece, indicate the net length in the comment field, and we'll be happy to provide it that way, regardless why you need it. Pemko can even do that L-notch that I had mentioned earlier. That is just something that we have to quote. Now, regarding Pemko, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog, whose name is synonymous with all things weather stripping related, not only generally commercial in nature, but residential as well. Thresholds, door sweeps, perimeter gasketing, material made of aluminum, architectural bronze, stainless steel, and just all around excellent, nice, experienced, qualified, dependable, predictable, reliable people to deal with when it comes to weather stripping manufacturers. I'm partial to Pemko, as you can tell, and it's because they earn our business. If you have any questions on the Pemko number 156A, mill aluminum saddle type threshold, or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.